about chain of processes. Have you ever heard those words about GIS or not at all? No? Okay. Just to do a bit resume of what we did in the first class. This is all the manipulations and all the treatments we talk about during the classes, okay? If you remember, we talk about the selection request, spatial attribute request, the calculation of new data with the field calculator. We talk about also how to join information, for example, from an Excel document to your layers in QGIS. Also the spatial join too. And after it's what we did last week, so maybe there were some people who were not here. I will give you the PowerPoint on the Slack for last class. So everything here is what we call a manipulation or treatment, okay? Since like today, I gave you a document and I told you to do, for example, a request or to do a buffer, some things like that. So you just had the information and you just had you to click on the button and just to follow the rules I gave you, okay? The thing is, using QGIS doesn't work like that most of the time. Most of the time you have a question and you have to do by your own all the manipulation, okay? And this is what we call a chain of process. So we have the word in Japanese. So a chain of process is all the steps you have to do to obtain a result, okay? For example, last week we talked about the power outage area, okay? And I told you to get the power outage area, you have to do that and that and that and that. All those steps is what we called a chain of processes, okay? 大丈夫ですか? Okay. So, until today, you only had to do what we call in France button click. You have just to go there and click here and do what I told you to do. But today, I will help you with the methodology to create by your own a chain of processes, okay? And by the way, as I wrote it here, you have a tool in QGIS where you can create the chain of processes, okay? And you just have to run it, and the software will do all the manipulation by itself. So I will not explain it to you today, but you have, I think, a lot of resources on YouTube or internet to do that. But be aware that you can do it. You can do the chain of processes on QGIS itself. So how does it look? When I explain it to my students in France, this is what a chain of processes may look, okay? When you do it by yourself, you have to differentiate three elements, which are really important. You have the source layer. For example, you have the flood layer, the Paris district layers. It's a source layer because I gave it to you or you downloaded it, okay? After that, you have the manipulation or the treatment in another form, like here. And at the end, you have the result layer, so the one who are created, for example, which is created, for example, when you do the treatment and things like that. Okay? It's not really complicated like that, but does everybody get it? 大丈夫ですか? わかりましたか? いい? Okay. Just to be sure, I will ask you to go on internet, on your computer or your phone. It doesn't matter. You just have to go on internet and verify. Good. Continue. Tu veux. Yeah. This. What? Okay. Okay. So, to participate, I ask you to write this in your browser, please. On internet, on your phone, anywhere you want. It's a software we called GomezLab, and we use a lot in France. I don't know if you use it in Japan too, but so the line is www.googlab.com, and after you have to put a slash and IJFTQC. So I have 1 people, 2, so maybe you will be 6. Are you doing it together? 一緒でやりますか? Okay, okay. 6. And at least 1 person? みんなは大丈夫ですか? できましたか? まだ? Okay, I think it's okay. So, you will have a question on your computer right now. I just ask you, you have a title here. You want to create a buffer of 100 meters around the flood area, okay? Like we did last week. You have to classify the actions you have on your computer, that you see on your computer, in the right order. To do that, you put up and down. And when you're finished, you just send it. Is it okay? So when you have here all the information, okay? And here you have like an arrow. If you check on your computer, I don't have it here. And you just have to put up and down. Which things you have to put before, in the middle, and after. It's like a chain of processes, okay? Which is the source layer? Which is the treatment? What is the result layer? You have to check with what you have on your computer. わかりましたか? 大丈夫ですか? OK。じゃあ、言ってください。大丈夫ですか? じゃあ、後でサブミットをしてください。So please, when you are sure about the right order, click on submit at the end. And here I can check if everybody sent it or not. Okay.
単語覚えてるけど。
大丈夫ですか? It doesn't work? Yeah, you send it, I think. Okay? Okay, everybody sent it? みんな大丈夫ですか? 送りましたか? まだ? じゃああと1分。これは僕に優しなので。優しい。
それ間違ったら難しい。
At least I have 2 people. Okay. 大丈夫? You can submit it and you have the answer after, okay? If you are not sure. It's okay? Everybody sent it? Okay. So, I will give you the answer. It was the good combination. Does everybody is okay or not? Like, first, you have the source layer I gave you, the flood area. And you want to do a buffer around the flood area. So after you have the geoprocessing tools, which is the buffer. And after, you have your result, which is buffer 100 flood area shape みんなは分かりましたか？大丈夫ですか？問題がありますか？ない。Okay. The next one is, so we can also check most of your answers. Like, there were some people that put flood area and then buffer. Do you understand the difference and the good answer, or is it okay? And I think that 2 people had the right answer. So be careful. What I wanted to explain it to you is like, first you have the source layer. Second, you have the process to do. Okay? And then you have your result. Okay? Let's try another one, which is a little bit more tricky. I'm sorry. So, yep. Here you have the second. You want to only calculate the surface of power outage, 100 meters around flood area. Please classify the action in the right order. And here you have 7 actions to do. I will let you, okay, 5 minutes. Yep. Yes. Waiting for the next class. You send it? You can leave and go back in the book lab, okay? You just have to put the code again, and I think it will be okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a little bit tricky, but 多分大変かな。大丈夫ですか？大変ですか？ Just remember the way we did it last week. What did we have done first, second, third, fourth? It's really important to understand the steps and the order of the steps. So one person sent it, okay? So what we have in first, in second. I'm sorry I couldn't put some colors. I wanted to, but I can't.あと3分いいですか？49に、ちょっと確認しましょう。大変？大丈夫？まあまあ。とりあえず2度単語をつけてこれもだと思います。最後にYou sent it? Yeah. 問題がありますか？大丈夫。ちゃう問題ありますか？こっち計算しがない外の計算しろけんの。さあ、それから違い出してサービス先にして後に動かないです。じゃあ、あと1分お願いします。じゃあ範囲先にする。 please
ってことは、
send it in 1 minute. Sorry, it was a little bit dramatic.
コードだ。
後輩の回答。
Okay? You sent it? みんなは送りましたか？大丈夫ですか？じゃあ確認しましょう。So, first, here is your answers. So, do I have some other? It's the most frequent combination. So we have one who said flood area buffer. So, can someone explain me the problem here? ここは問題があります。誰かが説明できますか？ We have a shapefile layer, and then we have directly a shapefile. So we have a source layer and a result layer. Okay? But we need something between. We need, what do we need? The treatment. Okay? So, yeah, I think it was like when you sent it first.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's that. Okay, sorry. So, okay. And, okay, there was also, it was sent 2 times. I will give you the answer. It will be easier for me. So here is the answer. You can, 違う？間違えました？ What was you had a problem? You, yeah? 大丈夫ですか？ So first you have your flood area shape, okay? And then you have to do the buffer, 100 meters, which gives you the buffer flood shape. But if you remember last week, when we have a buffer, it will cover the flood area and the outage power area. So to have only the surface of power outage, we have to do a difference with flood area. Okay? With the difference, what we get is the power outage shapefile. So we have only the area of 電気がないところ. Okay? And to know the surface, we have to do a treatment, which is the field calculator, and where we calculate area. And then you have your final results. 間違えましたか? Who hadn't the right order? 誰が間違えましたか? 1、2、3、OK. No? 大丈夫? OK. Do you understand what error you had? ちょっと間違いが分かりましたか? Yeah? OK. So, it was a little game, if I can say it like that. We finished with GomezLab. You can close it. The thing is now, I will ask you to do a chain of process by your own. Okay? You can use a paper, you can draw it, but you have a question here. Okay? It's only theory. We don't use QGIS right now. Okay? You want to know how many buildings of 2 floors or less are totally located in the flood area of District 7 of Paris. Okay, this is the big question. To do so, you have 2 layers. You have the seventh district buildings layer, so all the buildings of the district 7, okay? And you have the flood area of Paris. I want you to create by your own something like that, okay? So with those informations here, try to create the chain of processes you should have to do to get the answer. And after I will give you the answer. 大丈夫ですか？わかりましたか？もう一回ちょっと説明できますけど、いいですか？ Okay. So you have those layers here, and here you have all the manipulation and selection you can do. So you have to choose which manipulation you do to which layer to get the result, okay? So if you need the question again, or if you need the manipulation, you can ask me. I just put that here, okay? And if you want the manipulation, I will show you the slide, okay? I give you like, I don't know what time it is. Maybe 10 minutes maximum? Yeah, it's 54, so at 4 I give you the answer, okay? So 10 minutes. And just because it's important, in the layer buildings, if you want the information of the number of floor of the building, 何階があるかな, you have to check the column with this name, okay? And in France, when you have the R, in Japanese it's equal to 1階, okay? So for example, if you want the buildings with one floor in France, here you have to write R plus 1. 3階は R plus 2. Okay?